Hey guys, this Friday, March 8th, we'll be launching our official clothing brand, CANT Fold. We'll be back with new designs, faster shipping, and guaranteed quality. CANT Fold is not just a name, it's a mindset and a way of life. We truly believe in CANT Fold and everything that it stands for. Make sure to go to cantfold.com today and put in your email to get important information and news updates. Man, this is my favorite YouTuber right here, y'all. This is the funniest dude on YouTube.
He is funny.
And Shane Gillis. Because he is too funny, bro.
Is he Charleston funny?
He's funnier than Charleston, low-key.
Yeah, he don't like...
The way he acts is funnier than Charleston to me.
I don't know. Charleston be having 2 weeks.
Charleston funny because he just says wild things that people wouldn't say, but the way he acts is funnier than he.
It is hilarious.
He's just sitting there. So what explain to me what?
Like I looked at a picture of him and laughed. Me and him looked at a picture of him earlier.
Yeah, he's
and
too
just
funny.
Laughed.
He is the funniest.
He is hilarious.
I haven't laughed like that from somebody on YouTube in a long time, bro.
If you guys like Jesse Lee, we will do more. He's having a lot of content coming out of nowhere.
Maybe we can get him on the channel, man. That would be cool.
Let's see this troll.
Does white privilege exist?
Absolutely.
It does.
Absolutely.
And where's the proof of that?
All around. I tell people often now, in hindsight, one of the things that I wish I would have been more cognizant of was the white privilege at UCLA that was sitting, right next to me. For Black people, I believe white privilege is something to leverage.
What is it though? I don't see it anywhere. What is it?
Huh?
What is it?
How don't you
For
not
people
see
like
white
me who
privilege?
don't see it.
How do you not see white privilege?
Because it doesn't exist. That's
Yes,
what
it does.
So what is it exactly?
I believe white privilege is just the ability just to be free and white and not have the same type of social, economic, and social ills as Black people have to deal with. I mean, there's no white racial profiling. White people don't get pulled over by the cops just because they're white.
That's always the same thing.
They have the ability to show emotion and love to their sons without being emasculated. There's all kind of examples of white privilege.
You believe that?
Do what?
Why don't you Black?
Insane.
The police one, they always say that dumbass shit, bro. Sorry, I mean
the ability to show emotion and love to their sons without being emasculated. There's all kind of examples of white privilege.
I don't know.
Because I know LeBron James is getting promoted. Extremely
so
LeBron.
I'm confused.
She's trying to say that Black men can't show love to their sons without being demasculated.
Yeah, I just don't think I agree with that.
You just don't show love in the same way.
What?
I don't know,
I'm
man.
lost.
I don't think my dad was less of a man for the way he treated me.
Exactly.
I never thought that. Like that's crazy thing to even say.
Is bad that Black people think that.
Yeah, that's
I didn't know
insane.
people thought that.
I don't.
So
I don't
you
know
less of a
anyone who
man
thinks
if
that.
you raise your.
Hold on.
You love on your son, you show emotion to your son. Like, I think that's crazy talk.
I don't see it anywhere. What is it?
I never heard no Black person.
I hate when people try to explain white privilege.
What is it?
How don't you
For
not
people like
very
me who
cringe.
don't see it.
How do you not see white privilege?
Because it doesn't exist. That's
Yes,
what
it does.
So what is it exactly?
Things, I believe white privilege is just the ability just to be free and white and not have the same type of social, economic, and social ills as Black people have to deal with. I mean, there's no white racial profiling. White people don't get pulled over by the cops just because they're white. They have the ability to show emotion and love to their sons without being emasculated. There's all kind of examples of white privilege.
You believe that.
Absolutely. Why don't you Black? How come you don't believe white privilege exists? What you see?
Well, because I am Black in color, but I don't have that dark mentality that most Black people have.
Clearly.
I see, she said clearly.
I
see
That's
that
insane.
White people have the same struggles and things that we have in that
What type of
they have
struggles
to
do they
make their
have?
marriages work. They have to make their children, help their kids grow up in the right way so that they can earn a living and be independent.
But they also have the majority of their fathers at home.
Right,
We don't
and the
have-
reason for that,
What?
it's starting to change somewhat now, but the reason for
Pause.
that is because they are taking responsibility for that.
Did she just say that white privilege is the reason that black kids don't have dads at home? That is
She
insane.
said that is a privilege that they have their fathers. Is my mic not even in?
I really don't think that's like a white people thing that.
You guys can hear me now, okay?
I really don't think that's something to blame on white people.
You can't blame that on white people. That's insane.
White people have a privilege of having their dad. I had my fucking dad. I had plenty of black friends that had their dad.
Well, some people try to say, you know,
You had your dad?
Yeah.
You had your dad?
Oh, I didn't. Some people try to say because of the mass incarceration.
Do you blame white privilege on not having your dad, Taj? Is it white people's fault you didn't have a dad?
No, it was just, you know, my parents was, you know, messing around probably, and I came out. It was whatever, but shit.
No, but
they
the point
it.
is that white people go through the same struggles as black people. All people go through the same struggles. We have to wake up every day and have a clear, peaceful mind every day. If you don't have that clear, peaceful mind, I just think that evil comes on both races, you know? So, like, it's just, to say one race is more evil than another is just insane to me. Black supremacists believe that white people are evil. That's a black supremacist thought.
Did you Google that?
What? No. I just know that is black supremacy. Like, you know.
I was trying to figure it out, dude. That's what it would be, yeah. I was trying to think, remember yesterday I was trying to figure it out. I was trying to figure it out.
Let's get like 100 black men and we're gonna ask a question and see, we're gonna make them divide up and see if that stat is actually right.
What's
you know?
that?
What?
Like any stats, like we could say like
They do those all the time.
for real?
Probably, yeah, I would assume so. I would say that probably 50% of black people live with their biological dad.
I think it's
But
probably less than
why
that.
is that?
I think it's less than that actually. I think it's like 40%, like 40-something%.
Why is that?
The culture. So who do we blame
I think
that
there's
off of?
I think there's definitely a cultural problem there.
All right, we blame that on us.
Let's see. I'm googling it. I really want to know the number.
I mean, well, 50% of marriages fail.
Oh my
so I would assume.
God.
Like right now, 4 out of 1% right now.
This is about
Oh my gosh! It says 67% of black children are born in a single parent household.
boy, damn.
That's fucking nuts.
That's insane.
We go up Indians.
Bro, we know that
I
already.
just want to just say for example, but just to in context. I just wanna see,
yeah,
bro. It's fair.
the culture, man. We already know, man.
That's crazy.
But does that mean that
What's
white people
whites?
have a privilege?
Like 20%.
For real? There's 20%.
It was like one said 50% of black kids.
5%.
Yeah, 5% of children in India live in a single parent household.
and that's why they're the leading economic.
That is insane.
Group in the United States.
In the United States, it's 7.5%.
That's why. That is literally why.
What is Caucasians?
Yeah, it says more than half of all black children lived with one parent in 2022, compared with about 21.3% of white children.
Hold on, in 2022, how many?
51% of black children.
But then
Single
you know,
parent.
some people gonna blame it on the Lyndon B. Johnson bill. But then you vote for Lyndon B. So that's why I ain't got no sympathy for you.
Well, it be messing me up when I hear
That's
that.
crazy. If you say that, then
It just doesn't make sense, yeah.
That's
Well,
such a good point.
it makes sense now when you think about that and then you hear "fuck my baby dad."
Oh, we already know, bro.
That's crazy.
They had a trending TikTok of little girls' babies. I'm talking about like 3,
seen
4
that.
years old,
Yeah.
dancing the sexy red birthday party, man.
Oh, no.
I don't know why that's surprising.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
That's what they say
but-
they mama do.
But it's alright.
Let's let Jess cook, man.
But we can't say there's other problems that we
But that's the thing, though. Everybody goes through problems. That's just one of our problems. So how we gonna blame one of our problems on them?
Yeah.
Everybody has problems, though.
Yeah, I definitely think there's like a lot of factors that could be addressed before you start blaming that on white people. I don't think that's ever something.
Nah,
I would
y'all
do.
know
She's basically
it's
saying
Trump's
that
fault.
they have so much of a privilege that
It's
they don't have
Trump's fault.
to get up every day at 6, 7 in the morning and go to work and make a living. That's she's basically saying they have so much of a privilege they don't have to do those basic things.
But 1% of them don't have
Okay.
to do that. Only 1%. That's what I'm saying. Only 1%. Only 1%.
Does that make black people too? Does that make them have a privilege? Those are just.
I ain't saying
1% of
privilege. No, I'm just
people.
saying in general, it's
That's what
only
I'm saying, though,
1%.
like, we have it's black people and it's niggas. Probably rich people and it's not rich people. So that you can't say that they all have a privilege because
I just think that's crazy.
it's more of them than us. So it's gonna be more rich white people. It's gonna look like that.
I just think
But
it's
it's all
crazy
about
to say
perspective
that
here.
it's
Yeah,
white
let's
people's
just-
it's
come
white
on.
people's fault black kids don't have a dad. That is.
How is that still going up? That's what's messing me up, bro. 65%. I would have thought, a lot of people who seen what happened to them would try to change the outcome of, they.
I think there's like a stat or something that says broken homes create more broken homes, something like that.
I think that's pretty much basic knowledge.
I think that's what's happening.
I don't
But I
know,
think that's bad.
You know,
though.
it's a food chain of problems that come with this. But what she's saying is that that's
67%
white people's fault, and
is-
that's not white people's fault. It might be a little bit Lyndon B.
Well, she's
Johnson
saying, she's
fault.
not saying,
but
she's
think
actually
about
not saying that. She's he's saying that white people don't go through those things.
So yeah. So it's a
Which
privilege.
might be true because less of them do, but it's not because of their privilege,
Yes.
it's because of the culture.
But that's what I'm saying though.
That's why I brought up
But
the
that's
Indian
thing, though.
people.
You can't even say that because you might grow up in a home and that might not even be a privilege. It might be a bad home.
No. That's what I'm saying. But in most cases, if you look statistically speaking, because we looked it up, only 21% of the kids don't have a dad. But that's why I brought up the Indian people because they say it's white privilege is the reason for the discrepancy. But I brought up the Indian people.
That's the best point
because they only have 95% of them grow up and they are not white. So why are they doing the best?
Why do
and
they
they're
have
not white?
privileges?
It's not the privilege. It's the culture. Is my point.
I think that's a great
but
take.
it should-
It says 37% of black children are living in a home headed by their
All right,
biological
so
parents.
what's the white percentage? Did we
30,
look that up?
13%.
Hold on, before we start this,
37.
what is the white percentage of divorce?
I can see
rate?
that, bro.
Of what?
Not divorce
I
rate.
ain't gonna lie.
Kids living on single parent.
20%, 21% compared to 50% black kids, 51.2%.
I'm gonna keep it 100. When I was, growing up and I was in the military, it was a lot of, me and friends. They had their grandma and their mama raising them
Yeah,
in the military.
a lot of my
Multiple.
friends have that. That's a black culture thing.
Dark mentality that most black people have.
Clearly.
I see, she said clearly, I see
Clearly
that
it's crazy.
white people have the same struggles and things that we have in that
What type of
they have
struggles
to
do they
make their
have?
marriages work. They have to make their children, help their kids grow up in the right way so that they can earn a living and be independent.
But they also have the majority of their
make
fathers
kids-
at home.
Right,
We don't
and the
have-
reason for that, it's starting to change somewhat now, but the reason for that is because they are taking responsibility for that, whereas black men and women are not taking responsibility for that, as they did prior to the civil rights movement. Black people are blaming it on their lack of self-control and self-containment. They're blaming it on white people, while white people are working hard to keep it going.
I
Damn.
do
For
believe
themselves.
that there
That's a good
is a need for black people to be held more accountable.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that doesn't excuse racism, that doesn't excuse institutionalized racism, that doesn't excuse.
But there's no
that-
such thing
Yes,
as that.
yes,
It's an
it
illusion
is.
made
No,
up
it
by
is.
black
It
people
literally
and their
is.
leaders.
No, it's not.
It is.
It exists.
Well,
Sorry.
where's the proof of it, though?
What do you mean, where's the proof of it?
There are many kids who are getting into, black kids who are allowed to get into these universities around the country, right, based on affirmative action. And because of affirmative action based on their color. That's discrimination based on color, and that's wrong. And these kids are getting in, but they're not earning their way. So when they fail, they feel less than before they were allowed to get
Can we
in
pause that?
based on color.
I'm a proud product of affirmative action. When I went to
So are they saying that when kids get on affirmative action, they're more likely to fail? Is that a fact?
Hell yeah, bro.
I would like to confirm that actually,
I would.
because I wouldn't repeat that without knowing it's a
I'll
fact.
put my money on it.
Well, affirmative action didn't work for me. I had to go to JUCO and work my grades back up to go to the university I
Affirmative
wanted to
action,
go.
I think that only works at like a school like
Ivy
where-
League?
Yeah, because I think most schools
It's going to
they're
accept
not
you.
overcrowded, so they'll take your money.
I just want to know if is that like a real fact.
I mean, I don't think you could probably find it, but that's a hard Google search.
I wonder. Okay,
Yeah, it is hard because all I'm seeing is who
They don't
approves
do
of it and
study
who
on
doesn't.
So if we wasn't athletes, we'd have been a part of affirmative action.
No.
No, you don't know. You don't know.
How you would know you a part of affirmative
don't
action?
know.
That's
You
what I'm
just-
saying.
It's
You
only
just,
24%,
you just look
yeah.
at the academic standard to get into school, and you see if you have that, and you apply, and you get
No,
accepted.
brother, they're
That's
not
what I
gonna.
thought.
That's the thing, though. I don't think they're gonna accept. Well, they might accept someone with a lower standard.
They're
but not
definitely-
too much.
that's
lower
what they're
standard.
saying.
Like me, I'm
If
not
you have
getting
a
into
low
Harvard
standard-
regardless. You can go get another guy, another black person
Bro,
that has a better
you can,
score
bro.
than me,
Yeah.
and he'll still be a part of
They was
affirmative
finna let
action.
me- I was finna
You're
get a
not gonna
scholarship
into
to
school.
Stanford.
Listen to me. You're not getting into school if you don't have the credentials. I don't believe so. You might have a little bit lower, but not too much lower.
I'm gonna keep it
that's
100.
true.
If
That's
I have
I
a
think-
20,
I agree.
If I
I
have a 20
agree.
on ACT, why am I going to Harvard?
But you can go to. I feel like you could probably go to
Now,
a
if they,
junior
don't, if
college.
they don't have enough black people, like, oh, we can get him to meet in the standard, then they might do that.
Well, I just personally
And
want
then-
to.
and they're probably
I
gonna
think
fail.
affirmative action is more apparent in jobs. Like we have to hire this person so that we have a black person on staff so we don't look racist.
I don't
Well, I
know,
just
bro.
personally just want to know, like, is affirmative action? Are they actually failing, or is it
don't
just
know. I
like
don't know.
benefiting them and getting their foot in the door?
I thought.
Because like, if they're like getting in these positions and failing, I think that's a problem.
I
But if
think
they get in the position
only
and
way-
just succeed in regular, I don't really like. I guess it's a problem because how they got there, but it's really not that big.
You know
of
what
an
messed
issue
me
to
up?
Like,
How is affirmative action
But
work?
I'm saying it's gonna be
If
issue
my
with other
ACT
people, though.
score is bad, I can't get into university, so I had to do another route so I can show that I could be in that position. How so? Like,
But
how
you
is
think
they
with common
using it?
sense. That's not. It's common sense.
So like, how is it used though? So like,
Why didn't you get to use it?
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. Like,
But you was an athlete. It's different.
Wait,
it's
what-
different. NCAA dead
What are
now.
you trying to say?
like,
He's
bro,
trying to say he had to go to JUCO because he couldn't go to university. So why couldn't
yeah.
he use affirmative action to get to the university?
Why didn't
Because
he get
he's an
accepted?
athlete.
Why
You
didn't-
could have went to university and got accepted, probably, maybe. That's
Yeah,
all
like,
I
I mean, but
if you try to
bro,
compete in the NCAA, oh no, buddy.
Sorry, okay, I'm not.
We
know.
need
you think to some of these
But we
athletes
would-
that was the
but that's
privilege?
what I'm doing.
That
Hold
was the
on, hold on,
privilege
though.
of
But
his
I'm
not
being in
privilege,
school.
you had to
Look,
get a certain
look,
standard.
look,
You had to
look.
uphold a standard.
Without us doing sports, a school would have accepted us based off what our education was in high school.
For sure.
Institutionalized racism that doesn't excuse.
But there's no
that-
such thing
Yes,
as that.
yes,
It's
it
an illusion
is.
made
No,
up
it's
by
not.
black people and
No,
their
it's not.
leaders.
It
No,
is.
it's not. It exists.
In today's time.
Well,
Sorry.
where's the proof of it though?
What do you mean, where's the proof of it?
There are many kids who are getting into, black kids who are allowed to get into these universities around the country, right, based on affirmative action. And because of affirmative action based on their color. That's discrimination based on color, and that's wrong. And these kids are getting in, but they're not earning their way. So when they fail, they feel less than before they were allowed to get in based on color.
I'm a proud product of affirmative action. When I went to UCLA, it was because I was an affirmative action student.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I think I turned out fantastic. So a lot of my peers who were having challenges getting into some of these predominantly white institutions, the affirmative action was great. My father went to Harvard. You know, he was one of very few blacks.
Was he affirmative action person?
I don't know if he was. That was back in the late 60s.
Well,
I don't
then
know.
he wasn't. He
Okay.
earned his way.
So, that being said, I still believe that affirmative action helped me get into UCLA, and it gave me access.
You would
and
not have
exposure.
gotten in there on your own because you were not smart enough?
I don't know if I wasn't smart enough, but based on the curve and what I was competing with you know, other individuals who had different educational opportunities and teachers.
dad went to Harvard.
I mean, I'm coming from, you know,
Your
the
dad
LA
went to
Unified School
Harvard.
District. I mean, so at
Yeah.
the time,
How did
I think
someone else have a
LAUSD
better
was still pretty
educational-
good.
Can we
But I
pause?
went to all white.
So she
I'm sorry,
basically
bro.
literally just
I'm
came
sorry,
out and
bro.
said like she wouldn't have
White
made it on her own.
schools.
But you said
I-
just said the excuse was she didn't have the same educational opportunities, but her dad went to Harvard.
You gotta be very smart.
And that's your dad, and you didn't have enough educational opportunity? Oh, buddy,
She's-
you're dumb. That's the only
Yeah, but she fell for the illusion, bro.
That's crazy.
She fed her mind something.
But like she went to UCLA.
poison.
She went to UCLA.
That's not Harvard, but it's still solid.
But no,
for sure.
listen what I'm saying. She went to UCLA.
But she's saying it was due to affirmative action. We don't know if it was. She might know it was. We
Think
don't
about
even
where
know,
she's
bro.
at.
This is my last little point though. But
went
I'm
to-
tired of people in the United States, black people complaining. I was watching a Nick Cannon and Dr. Umar podcast earlier, and they were talking about how white people's school system isn't for the black man.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they were talking about why white people's school system doesn't help black kids.
Who said that?
Dr. Umar and Nick Cannon, they had a podcast. And I'm just upset that these people are still saying these type of things.
I'm so
when in
confused on
Africa-
what their
Hold on,
reasoning
hold on.
would be.
These people, I'm not going to say white people gave us, but you know, if y'all want to say this is their economy, you're going to keep saying that their system gave us buses to go to school. In Africa, do they have buses to go to school? Them kids is running 20 miles.
Yeah.
We are privileged.
Yeah.
Everybody in America is privileged.
Well, you can
Stop
always-
crying.
You can always go back to the same argument. What about the Indians? What's the difference between a black student and an Indian student? They're not white. White people don't.
All right, come on, let's just finish it, bro. I can't keep doing this, bro.
I feel like when we complain, you just make us seem like we're the most hoes, the hoes race. We just
African people
hoes.
don't like American black people because we are privileged.
They don't.
And we cry and complain. We have a bus routes. They gave us a school system to get 2 + 2 in our brains. Y'all want to call it their system. They didn't have to do that.
All right. You're right, though.
Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Nah, yeah, it don't.
Educational opportunities and teachers. I mean, I'm coming from, you know, the LA Unified School District. I mean, so at the time, I think LAUSD was still pretty good. But
I
I
don't
went
understand
to
what she's
all
saying.
white schools from high school up
So you
through
got
college.
a good education. Why couldn't you get into the school based on your own talent?
It's a great question.
I don't know. Maybe because I didn't have some of the opportunity.
But you
first
had
of all,
the opportunities.
No, well, first of all,
You had the same
SAT,
opportunity those white kids were having.
Not necessarily. I had different
you.
teachers. I had different
So you
resources.
went to a white integrated school.
I'm talking about
mostly
going
white.
into these other into UCLA. I still had to be able to deal with some of the issues and going to predominantly white schools.
Like
but I
what?
still had to be able to compete.
Like what?
What do you like? What?
Some of the issues going to a predominantly
I would graduate from University High School, and at the time they didn't have an African American student union.
What the fuck does
An
that
African American student union.
At the school.
Well, that's a good thing.
They didn't have one.
That's a good thing.
You want to be separate.
Why?
Why do you need something like that?
But they have Asian student unions. They have Jewish student unions. They have all kinds of.
Because they
Did you have
graduated and
white
paid for them hoes.
They need student unions. They own the whole school. So
But the kids didn't own the school. The kids didn't.
But I'm saying there's nothing. I don't think there's nothing wrong
It's
with having
amazing
a
that you think this way.
segregated, population of students who just want to study together or work together or to be able to.
Would you
deal
be in
with
support of a white student union?
Yeah, of course.
It would be okay with you?
Yeah, why
Okay.
not?
But most blacks don't feel that way.
I think all cultures should be able to segregate and to be able to work within their cultures and network within their own
Segregated
cultures.
is a
Absolutely.
crazy choice of words.
Does racism exist?
I believe racism does exist.
And where's the
absolutely.
proof of that?
You just see it all over in the country. With proof of it. In terms
What-
of just the,
what do
the
I see?
disproportionate in the economics with black people.
But that has nothing to do with racism.
It does. Racism is about power. It's about who is in control. And black people can't be racist because we're not in control. We're not in control of the educational system, some of the social organizations
lady.
and things that run this country. We're not in control. Racism is about power.
But you would
What
be in
race is
control of your own life if you had good parents, if they taught you how to be independent, if they taught you how to build, how to take care of. I've noticed that the reason I left where I lived over there in the Crenshaw district is that once the white people left, because once I moved there, when I first moved there, it was mostly whites. But once they left, as they did in Gary, Indiana, and other places, the blacks turned it into a ghetto. A beautiful area went to hell in a handbasket, so I got out. But if blacks had more character and they were taking care of themselves and being responsible and buying land and teaching their
But that
children,
has to be taught.
then that has nothing to
be-
do with racism.
But that has to, of course, that has to be taught.
So it's not racist. It's not white people's fault that you're not teaching your children to do that.
No, but it's not. If the
that true?
parents don't know.
They
If the
don't know,
parents-
but that's not
the
white
parents
people's
don't
fault,
know, but if they go into some of these institutions, these predominantly white institutions, they are targeted. They don't have the same opportunities because of
Targeted.
their color. They
Targeted.
It's true. I mean,
So
I've
then
been,
why go in there then? Why not go to an all-black
Targeted.
school if you
some
feel
people do
that?
choose to do that.
I'm sorry?
Some people do choose. That's
But
why
why you see a lot of these black kids going to these white universities, and then they force their way in by saying, I need affirmative action. Once they get in, now they crying racism. Why do you want to force your way in with the people you think are your enemies, and you're still complaining once you get there?
I don't
Damn,
think
that's a
people
great
are
question.
forcing their way. I
That's a
don't.
great
Does
They are.
affirmative action
Affirmative
even
action
exist?
is forced based on color.
Does affirmative action even exist? Are people getting in based on affirmative action?
Yes.
Today,
Otherwise, they wouldn't be there.
The way Trump has it down, he's just leveled the playing field. So it is going to have to be more about being able to be competitive.
Hallelujah.
What did she
Yeah,
just
she
say?
blamed Trump. She
Did
blamed-
she just say that Trump leveled the
I don't think
playing
people are
field?
She's blaming
Your
Trump for
way
taking
in.
that affirmative action.
But she just said level the playing field.
Hold on.
So you just said that black people had an advantage?
Hold on.
Bro, he was poking holes all
One
in
more
her
time.
argument.
One more time. He was.
Complaining once you get there.
I don't think people are forcing their way. Does
They are.
affirmative action
Affirmative
even
action
exist?
is forced based on color.
Does affirmative action even exist? Are people getting in based on affirmative action?
Yes.
Today,
Otherwise, they wouldn't be there.
The way Trump has it down, he's just leveled the playing field. So it is going to have to be more about being able to be competitive.
Hallelujah.
So if you're gonna have to be better.
I'm just confused on how he just kept poking holes, and he said, "Well, that's not
that's
racism.
bad.
They weren't taught." She said, "Well, they don't know."
This one
I
is
was
very
just-
bad.
I don't know. I'm
He
kind
ate her
of
up.
lost
See,
on what
but
her point was supposed
Her
to
last
be.
point didn't make any sense. It's either she's pro-Trump because he lowered the playing field, therefore he took the white systemic racism away and evened the playing field, or you're not pro-Trump.
She's talking about
and
even the playing field on affirmative action, though.
Okay, so what are you saying? So look, she's saying, right?
She's saying it's even.
Okay.
What's the problem?
But she
with
said
that?
Trump made
But
it
she-
even.
Yeah, no, she's acting
So
like
is she pro-Trump?
I think she was
I
just.
would not think so.
Yeah, I
The
don't
way
think
she was
so.
trying to, it was like
It
she
was
was trying to feel bad
sarcastic.
about Trump.
Yeah, she was making it sarcastic.
So if Trump, if you're saying he did a bad thing by evening the playing field, bringing white people down,
Yeah,
that's what she. That's
yeah,
what
that's
she's
what I
saying?
think she said. That's what I think she was saying. Yeah, that was a bad thing for lowering the playing field. She think people.
No, but she
she
said-
also said that people might not be getting in front of us. I don't know, bro.
I'm confused. So she wanted to be segregated, but don't want to be discriminated
Look, bro.
against.
She said, "Yeah, we should all be able to segregate and you want segregate. That's what you want."
Well, she talking about in the unions, but like she
But
wants.
still, that's segregation at a school. That is segregation. So you want segregation and reparations both.
Yeah.
Bro, I think
This shit is
this
confusion
is
of the
worst-
highest
yeah,
or die.
this is definitely a type of confusion, man. I made an analogy. I don't know if it was a good analogy the other day. I said America's like a pipeline right now flowing with water, and these type of illnesses in the pipeline, poking holes in the water, poking holes in the pipeline, make us gonna lose all our water. And all the
Man, that's
Democrat
a good- that's
policies
a good one.
is poking holes in our cup, water, however something that's filled up. They poking
Yeah,
holes
that's a
in this
good
shit.
one. That's a
And this
good
is this is an illness that's gonna keep hurting our community, especially.
Yeah.
But it's hurting everybody because we
America.
white liberals believe in this shit. How bad these people
And they
are.
feeling bad for no damn reason.
But
I don't know,
y'all might get mad at me for saying this, bro. But like the only people I'm really seeing that's saying this majority racism is like it's women, bro. But sometimes I see a man.
Come
If
on,
I see
bro.
a man, it's like a
Brother,
soft man.
brother,
That's the only time I see that.
I'm not gonna lie.
And that's the only time in my
I'm not
eyes.
gonna lie. I've
I'm
seen
keeping it
that.
100.
We already said we put the category left, right. We already did that analogy. But I also seen a man that I did not think he was soft at all. He told me I was a problem. Two men weren't soft. They told me I was pushing the agenda of white supremacy. I met them. I'm talking about neck tats, all that. And they still said black people cannot be racist because we don't control the system and all this type of different type
That's
of
bad though. Racism has nothing to do with the
That's what I'm
system.
saying, though. I can't just say it's a woman, and a lot of people believe
That's
it,
a
bro.
bad
Dr.
logic.
Umar's not just no weak dude, though, either. Like,
this
Dr. Umar
is-
doesn't seem weak, but I'm not gonna say that. He still take care of his family, provide. He just,
I don't know, man.
Just
It was a lot of things she was making. It just sounds like excuses, and then like rather than addressing the problem of the issue that caused the problem, she just blames white people.
But she's a successful woman.
Yeah, no, she went to UCLA.
Nobody had the type of
Harvard.
privilege she had, and
I-
how
I-
she's been discriminated.
I just couldn't.
I feel like you got the best life ever. I ain't
If
had
you
no
got a
like
dad that
that.
went to Harvard, you have pretty good educational opportunities.
See, look, this was
Let's say if
kills
your
me.
dad played in the NFL, you probably you're a little advantage. When you know the little league, it's like his dad was cold. Everybody thinks he's cold. So if your dad went to Harvard, you go to the classroom, I'm expecting you to be cold.
That's the thing, though. I just think that
Doesn't
we
matter what
have
you
got so much things from some black people have got so much from the United States. In my opinion, looking at these other countries, bro. I told Todd Gurley, I said, listen to me. If they put us in a community, even just like say we had the school.
No, don't do
I
it.
said,
Don't do it.
I'm saying different analogy. If they put us in a school with not even just no teachers, say we didn't have a curriculum, and they fed us food and gave us bus for transportation, and they didn't have no curriculum, no books, no computers, I still think they did us a justice. That's what I'm telling you. These people fed us. Look at other countries, bro. They gave us food and bus.
I'll say this, bro.
This is a
I'll
good
say
argument
this.
too, though.
I'll say this, bro. The reason why people complain about that because when it was a thing is because they were like, "Oh, ours wasn't as nice as theirs."
Just crybabies, bro.
I ain't gonna say
Like they gave us food. Guess what?
gonna-
Hey, you don't have $20
Crybabies.
for your food? I'm gonna put you on something you can eat every day. How does that feel, bud? Am I still racist, bud? What do y'all want?
They want you to turn around.
Look at people in Africa. Y'all be African panism. Go back to Africa. They
let
don't
your ass
have
starve.
water at their school. We had water fountains. Now look at this water fountain. White man is like, come on, bro.
Keep it real though.
This shit's annoying, man. All right,
Nah,
guys,
you
we're out
got
of
it
here.
real though.